High above the clouds, where the air thins and the horizon dissolves into light, a great wall of stone and ice rises from the heart of Asia. This is the Himalaya, an ancient spine of the earth forged by colliding continents, sculpted by time, and crowned by the highest peaks known to humankind. Here, the mountains do not merely stand, they breathe, they listen, they remember. In the northeastern corner of Nepal, beyond winding rivers and forested ridges, lies a high-altitude world known as Khumbu. To outsiders, it is a place of extreme heights, of frozen summits and perilous climbs. To the people who call it home, it is something far deeper. This is not a frontier, it is not a wilderness, it is a homeland. As dawn approaches, the first light brushes against the snowfields, igniting them with soft hues of gold and rose. Shadows stretch across the valleys like long fingers, tracing paths carved by glaciers thousands of years ago. Wind whispers through serrated ridgelines, carrying stories older than memory. Here stands Chomolungma, mother goddess of the world, the mountain the world calls Everest. But Everest is only one voice in a vast chorus of peaks: Amadablam, Lhotse, Nuptse, Thamserku. Each name carries meaning, each ridge holds memory, each valley hums with life. This is Khumbu, a land shaped not only by tectonic force, but by belief, devotion, and quiet resilience. Long before maps gave it borders, long before climbers sought glory on its slopes, these mountains were known as sacred beings. Peaks were not conquered, they were honored. Rivers were not exploited, they were revered. Forests were not resources, they were guardians. And woven into this living landscape is a people whose identity cannot be separated from the land beneath their feet, the Sherpa. Their story is not of conquest, but of belonging. As the morning sun climbs higher, it reveals scattered villages clinging to ridges and terraces. Stone houses glow warmly against the cold blues of shadowed slopes. Smoke curls upward from chimneys, drifting into the thin air like whispered prayers. Prayer flags stretch across passes, fluttering in colors of red, blue, green, yellow, and white, each strand carrying mantras into the wind, offering peace to all beings. Yaks move slowly along narrow trails, their bells chiming softly, echoing through valleys where silence is vast and meaningful. Children step out into the crisp morning, laughter briefly piercing the stillness before dissolving into the immensity of the mountains. In this place, every step matters. Every path is a memory. Every stone has been touched by generations. The Khumbu region rises from deep emerald valleys to frozen summits over 8,000 meters high. It is a place of extremes, burning sun and biting frost, roaring winds and profound silence. Yet life thrives here, not in spite of the mountains, but because of them. Glaciers spill down from the high peaks like slow rivers of time. Their blue ice creaks and groans, shifting millimeter by millimeter, shaping the land. Below them, braided rivers sparkle in the sunlight, feeding alpine meadows where wildflowers bloom in brief, spectacular bursts of color. Juniper, rhododendron, pine, and birch cling to slopes where soil is thin and seasons are short. Snow leopards pass like ghosts across remote ridges. Himalayan tars leap effortlessly across cliffs. Eagles circle high above, tracing invisible currents. Everything here is connected. Nothing is accidental. This is not an empty land. It is full of spirit, of memory, of life. And for more than 4 centuries, this has been the homeland of the Sherpa people. They did not arrive as conquerors, they arrived as caretakers. Crossing high passes from the Tibetan plateau, they followed signs, stories, and sacred visions. They settled where the mountains spoke to them, where the land offered protection, and where they could live in harmony with the unseen forces they believed shaped all existence. They named the peaks not to claim them, but to honor them. They built monasteries not to dominate, but to listen. They learned the moods of the weather, the breathing of glaciers, the rhythm of seasons. They understood that survival here depended not on force, but on respect. In Khumbu, time moves differently. Modern life rushes. Here, life unfolds. Clouds drift slowly across vast skies. Shadows move gradually across slopes. Days begin with prayer, with firelight, with the soft murmur of voices greeting the cold. In this place, the land is not scenery, it is family. And every ridge, every trail, every pass carries the weight of generations who have walked before. To understand Khumbu, one must listen not to the noise of the world, but to the quiet intelligence of the mountains. Because here, silence is not emptiness, it is presence.
From a distance, these mountains appear silent, motionless, eternal. But up close, they are alive. Ice shifts and cracks in the early morning cold, echoing like distant thunder. Snow crystals drift from cornices, carried away by invisible currents of air. Beneath the surface of glaciers, ancient rivers flow, slow, patient, unstoppable. Every peak here has a name. Every valley has a story. Every wind carries memory. To the Sherpa people, these are not just landforms, they are conscious beings, guardians, teachers, ancestors. Chomolungma is not merely the highest mountain on earth, she is the mother goddess of the world. Amadablam is the nurturing mother, Thamserku, the fierce protector. These names are not metaphors, they are relationships. As the sun rises higher, the mountains begin to reveal their details. Knife-edged ridgelines, immense walls of ice, and shadows that plunge thousands of meters into silence. The light paints the slopes in shifting colors, amber, rose, violet, then finally the stark brilliance of white. Clouds drift upward from the valleys, curling around summits like incense in a temple. This is how the day begins in Khumbu. Slowly, reverently. The air here is thin, carrying only half the oxygen found at sea level. Every breath is deliberate, every movement intentional. Life at this altitude has shaped not only bodies, but minds. Down below, rivers born from glaciers carve their way through stone. They sing as they move, sometimes gently, sometimes with the violence of a storm. Their waters nourish forests, fields, and people, tying the highest ice to the lowest valleys in an unbroken chain of dependence. Nothing here exists alone. The forests of Khumbu, rhododendron, juniper, pine, and birch, cling to steep slopes, roots gripping stone as if holding on to life itself. In spring, entire hillsides erupt in crimson and pink blossoms, transforming the mountains into living tapestries. In the shadows, unseen, rare creatures move. Snow leopards drift across ridges like spirits. Musk deer slip between trees. Red pandas climb high branches, hidden from most eyes. Golden eagles ride thermal currents, watching everything from above. In Khumbu, survival is not about dominance. It is about balance. For centuries, the Sherpa people have lived within this delicate web. They have learned to read the mountains, not through maps, but through experience. The way clouds form over a ridge, the sound of shifting ice, the sudden stillness before a storm. These are not warnings, they are conversations. As morning deepens, trails begin to stir with life. Narrow footpaths snake across slopes, etched into stone by generations of footsteps. These are not roads, they are memories made visible. Yaks emerge from enclosures, breath steaming in the cold. Their bells ring softly, marking time in a land where hours matter less than seasons. Smoke rises from homes built of stone, their walls thick enough to hold warmth through brutal winters. Inside, fires crackle, butter tea simmers. Children pull on heavy clothes, preparing for a long walk to school. In Khumbu, even the smallest journey is an expedition. And yet, this is home. Not a destination, not a challenge, not a spectacle. Home. The sun now crowns the peaks. Glaciers shimmer, valleys glow. Prayer flags awaken fully, snapping in the wind, each color representing an element, each strand carrying whispered hopes into the sky. Blue for space, white for air, red for fire, green for water, yellow for earth. Together, they form a language older than words, a language of gratitude, a language of humility. To walk here is to feel small, but not insignificant. Here, the mountains do not demand submission, they invite understanding. And for those willing to listen, they tell stories far older than humanity. Stories of rising continents, of shifting ice, of people who chose to live not above the land, but within it. This is the world of the Sherpa, not the world the headlines describe, not the world of summits and tragedy, but a living homeland, quiet, resilient, sacred. And every dawn, it is reborn. As the sun climbs higher, warmth begins to touch the stone walls of the villages scattered across these slopes. Shadows retreat slowly, as if reluctant to leave. The cold loosens its grip, but never fully lets go. Life here is shaped by altitude, by wind, by patience. Each morning begins not with noise, but with intention. A door opens. Footsteps crunch on frost. A kettle sings softly on a fire. In Khumbu, the mountains are never background, they are presence. They loom above every roof, watching, listening, protecting. Homes are built from stone gathered from nearby slopes, nothing imported, nothing wasted. Walls are thick, windows are small. Every detail is shaped by centuries of understanding, how to stay warm, how to stay safe, how to endure. This is architecture born from respect, not dominance, not conquest. Inside these homes, stories are told, stories of ancestors who crossed dangerous passes guided by dreams and signs, stories of spirits that live in forests and rivers, stories of storms that tested courage and winters that demanded unity. In these stories, humans are never the center, they are part of a circle. The day unfolds slowly. Women step outside with baskets, moving toward fields carved into mountainsides like stairways to the sky. Men prepare loads, tightening ropes, adjusting straps, preparing for long journeys that would feel impossible anywhere else. Children walk narrow paths to school, laughter echoing across valleys that once knew only wind. In Khumbu, education now travels alongside tradition. Old knowledge meets new ideas. Prayer meets science. Yak bells meet mobile phone chimes. And yet the mountains remain unchanged, unimpressed, unmoved. Above the villages, glaciers hang like frozen oceans. Some are silent, some are restless. Ice collapses without warning, reminding everyone that beauty here always carries power. Avalanches do not ask permission. Storms do not negotiate. Here, humility is not optional. It is survival. From a high ridge, one can see the entire world laid out like a map. Winding rivers, scattered homes, ancient trails, distant peaks dissolving into the sky. And from this view, something becomes clear. The Sherpa did not settle here because it was easy. They settled because it was meaningful. This land offered no luxury, no abundance, no comfort. What it offered was belonging. To live here is to accept uncertainty. To walk here is to trust the unseen. To raise children here is to teach them that strength does not come from domination, but from harmony. In the West, mountains are often described as obstacles. In Khumbu, they are teachers. They teach patience through slow seasons. They teach resilience through thin air. They teach humility through vastness. As the day progresses, shadows shift again. Clouds gather, disperse, return. Weather here can change in minutes, sun to snow, calm to chaos. And yet, life continues, because it must, because it always has. The Sherpa people do not fight the mountains. They listen, they adapt, they wait. And in this quiet relationship between humans and stone, something rare exists. Not control, not fear, but understanding. This is not a land of conquest, it is a land of coexistence. And every path, every house, every prayer flag whispers the same truth. You do not own this place, you belong to it. Before the world knew these mountains as destinations, the Sherpa knew them as teachers. Before maps carved borders into the Himalaya, the Sherpa walked these ridges by instinct, memory, and faith. They did not arrive with armies, they arrived with prayers. Long ago, guided by dreams and spiritual signs, small groups crossed the high passes from the Tibetan plateau. They carried little, just what they could carry on their backs and what they carried in their hearts. They followed the voices of the land. When they reached Khumbu, they did not claim it, they asked permission. Permission from the mountains, from the forests, from the spirits believed to dwell within every stone and stream. And slowly, carefully, they built lives, stone by stone, story by story, generation by generation. Today, their descendants still live here, faces weathered by wind, hands shaped by labor, eyes that reflect the vastness of the peaks they were born beneath. A Sherpa child grows up learning not only to walk, but to listen, to feel changes in the air, to sense storms before they arrive, to move with caution, not urgency. In these villages, knowledge is not written first, it is spoken, passed from grandparent to child, from mother to daughter, from father to son. How to tie a load so it doesn't shift, how to read clouds like a book, how to greet a mountain before crossing its pass. Names here carry meaning, stories here carry responsibility. No one is alone in Khumbu. Life is shared, work is shared, risk is shared. From early childhood, every Sherpa learns a simple truth. You survive here not by being strongest, but by belonging. Morning routines are rituals, a quick prayer whispered before stepping outside, a turn of the prayer wheel, a glance toward the peaks. Not superstition, respect. Faces emerge from homes now, illuminated by stronger sunlight, wrinkles etched by altitude and laughter, smiles shaped by endurance, eyes that have seen storms, avalanches, births, losses, reunions. These are not people of legend, they are people of life. Farmers, mothers, students, guides, elders, children. Yet the world often knows them only by one word, Sherpa, a word that has come to mean helper, carrier, support. But that is not what it means here. Here it means people of the East, people of the mountains, people of the sacred land. As the wind moves through prayer flags, it carries not only mantras, but voices. Voices of those who walked these trails long before cameras arrived. Voices of those who lived here when the only visitors were clouds. Voices that still whisper, "We are not part of the mountains, we are of them." In Khumbu, belief is not confined to temples. It lives in the wind, in the rivers, in the peaks. Here, spirituality is not separate from daily life, it is woven into it. Every mountain is alive. Every forest has a guardian. Every river has a spirit. Before stepping onto a trail, many Sherpa pause, not out of fear, but out of respect. A quiet moment, a breath, a prayer. Not to ask for success, but to ask for harmony. Monasteries rest on ridges like watchful sentinels. Their walls are painted with ancient symbols. Their halls echo with low chants that vibrate through stone and bone alike. Inside, butter lamps flicker endlessly, tiny flames pushing back the darkness, one prayer at a time. These are not just places of worship, they are places of memory, of protection, of connection. Prayer flags stretch across passes, bridges, rooftops, and cliffs. Their colors fade under relentless sun, snow, and wind, but they are never replaced for beauty. They are replaced for balance. Each flag carries a mantra printed not for humans, but for the world itself. As the fabric flutters, the prayers are released into the air, blessing everything they touch: animals, rivers, strangers, even storms. This is not religion as command. This is faith as relationship. The Sherpa believe that harming the land is not just destruction, it is disrespect. Trees are not simply cut, they are thanked. Animals are not hunted freely, they are honored. Mountains are never insulted, they are greeted. This worldview shaped conservation long before the word existed, long before maps labeled this place a national park, long before outsiders called it wilderness. For the Sherpa, it was never wild, it was sacred. Every pass has a story, every cliff has a name, every peak has a personality. Some are kind, some are fierce, some demand offerings before crossing, some demand silence. And when disasters strike, avalanches, storms, landslides. They are not seen only as accidents. They are messages, reminders, warnings, not of punishment, but of imbalance. In monasteries, young monks memorize chants passed down for centuries. Their voices are soft, but their meaning is vast. They chant not for power, but for peace, not for wealth, but for wisdom. In the glow of morning light, incense smoke rises and dissolves into the sky, returning prayers to the place they came from. The Sherpa do not ask the mountains to bend, they ask themselves to listen. And in a world that moves too fast, too loud, too greedily, Khumbu remains a place that remembers how to bow. As the sun begins its slow descent, shadows stretch once more across the valleys of Khumbu. The light softens, the air cools, and the mountains, once blazing with gold, return to shades of blue and silver. This is how the day ends here, not with noise, but with gratitude. In a world obsessed with reaching higher, faster, farther, Khumbu teaches a different lesson, that greatness is not measured by conquest, but by connection. That survival is not about dominance, but about balance. That the land is not a resource, but a relationship. Here, the mountains are not obstacles to overcome. They are ancestors, teachers, guardians. And for the Sherpa, every trail is a memory, every stone a witness, every prayer a promise, spoken not just for today, but for generations yet to come. They do not ask the land to change for them. They change themselves for the land. In the fading light, smoke curls gently from rooftops. Prayer flags slow their dance in the wind. Bells echo faintly in the distance. And life continues, quietly, faithfully, resiliently. Khumbu is not a destination. It is not a backdrop. It is a living homeland, breathing, watching, remembering. And as the world looks toward these peaks in awe, may it also learn to look with humility. Because here, above the clouds, among the gods of stone and ice, the Sherpa people remind us of a truth we have almost forgotten. You do not stand on sacred land. You walk with it.